Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Well, this week we're going to make another low-carb dessert, and it's going to be a low-carb lemon square. Quite delicious, and I know you're going to enjoy it. So let's get started. I know that we have to put the oven on to bake it, but it's definitely worth it. You can freeze them and take them out anytime. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make them. Okay, I've got myself a mixing bowl and my glove. I like mixing stuff with my hands. And this crust is the same crust that I made for another dessert, which is very versatile and handy when it comes to using crusts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a cup of almond flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm using Himalayan salt. So I'm just going to mix this up a little with my hand. Then we're going to add in 1 egg. Mix it up. It's sticky on the glove, but we'll make it work. We'll get it off with a little knife or something. So we'll just mix this up. And now I am going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter. Soft butter. I've melted it. It's almost melted anyway. So we'll clean out the bowl here. And I'm going to mix this until I have it mixed well, and then we will press it into our ovenware dish. So I've got it all mixed. Now I'm going to bring in my ovenware dish. It's 7 by 11. You can use an 8 by 8. The 8 by 8 might be a little wee bit thicker crust, but not by a lot. It is sticky, so I'm just going to scrape it off of my glove. And I want to clean out my bowl. Oh, I went backwards. I hate waste. I like to clean up as much as I can. Okay, so now we need to press it out. So I've got my little knife here, and I'm just going to work at spreading it around the bottom of the pan. And once I've got it all out and even, we're going to put it in the oven. Once I've got it all spread out, then we'll start mixing the ingredients for the top. I just keep working at it. I like to show you sometimes how I do stuff so that you know that it takes a little bit of work and it's not that hard. Lots of times I like to take a piece of parchment paper. I cut it to the same bottom as the bottom of the ovenware dish, and then I like to spread it around that way also, because I find that helps a lot. Because sometimes it's just sticky and it just doesn't go as nice as I'd like it. So I think that looks pretty good. Hopefully I've got it even enough. There we go. Okay, now we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to do the next step. So now I'm going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes on 350. Middle rack. Okay, we're going to set this aside, and we're going to bring in our bowl so we can put our mixture in that we want. So the first thing I've done is I have a zest of a lemon. So I have a medium-sized lemon that I took the peeling off, just shredded it. Then we're going to add in 3 squeezed lemons, and it worked out to be about 2/3 of a cup. So we're going to put that in our bowl. Then I've got 3 eggs, and I just beat them lightly. So we're going to throw that in. And we're just going to mix that up somewhat. Now we're going to add in 3/4 cup of erythritol, powdered erythritol. So we're going to stir that all up. This is a nice dessert. I'm finding, you know, before I met my husband, I never had desserts. Never. And then he eats desserts all the time, so guess what? I always want dessert. So if I can find some good low-carb desserts, that's better than me getting into the bad stuff. Okay, now we're going to add in, now what I've done is I've just put in the Himalayan salt. There's a pinch of salt here. It's sitting on the top, so I'm just going to kind of mix that in with my almond flour. So I've got 3/4 cup of almond flour. So we'll mix that all up. Mix it well, get the lumps out because there's a bunch of lumps from the almond flour. So I'll stir this till I get it the way I want it to. So I took the dish out of the oven because the edges were getting a little brown, and that was about 17 minutes. So between 17 and 20. Now what we're going to do, I let it cool down a little bit, and I'm just going to pour this lemon on top of the crust, and we're going to put it back in the oven at the same temperature, 350, for 25 minutes. So I'm still going to use my hot pads because it's still a little warm. And we'll put it back in the oven. Okay, here we go with another delicious dessert, my low-carb lemon squares. Now I sprinkled a little bit of erythritol on top of them. You don't need to at all, I just did. And one thing I'm going to say about the crust, because there's so much sweetness in the filling, you don't really need a sweet crust, but you could easily put erythritol or your sweetener in the crust because it's quite nice. So let's give it a try. Yeah, they look good. They look really good. Delicious. Real lemony bits. Oh, it's really good. I quite like it. See? And I got 28 desserts out of this. Perfect bite size. Anyway, you gotta give this one a try. I had a lot of lemons left in the fridge, and I thought, what am I going to make? So I thought, oh yeah, let's do some kind of square, and we got a lemon one. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this one. It's very good. Go to lowcarbrecipe.com, try this one and try some of my others. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.